it's time to go 100% all in. And it's probably not going to be on the thing that you think it is. It is going to be on something that perhaps you have learned to move more in the direction of, but you never fully committed to it. So something that has happened to me a lot is that sometimes there's videos popping up in my feed that says it's time to go all in. And immediately I just feel a pressure, like, oh, I'm missing out. I need to start working more on this thing again. It's not the thing that you're supposed to go all in on if it feels like it's adding pressure to you in this moment. You're supposed to go all in on something a little bit different. Something that for a lot of people is very, very scary. You're supposed to go all in on this present moment of who it is that you are right now, as you are right now, and to trust that. You don't know what's gonna come next from here if you do this. You have no idea what's gonna come next in your life if you commit to this present moment. And that's the scary part, because we like to feel like there is a sense of control. Because when we are in that controlling space, using the same repetitive thoughts all day, working towards the same things all day, we are disconnected from this moment, because this moment can be scary. You don't know what's going to come up in this moment. You don't know what you're going to feel within your energy, within your emotional state, which is the reason as to why we disconnect in the first place. Because we are uncomfortable in this moment and we want to change the uncomfortable because we believe that we shouldn't feel in this way and that we should feel something different. What if I told you that you can commit in this moment to the uncomfortable space within you? Because this uncomfortable space is always trying to take you somewhere. You don't understand where it's trying to take you to. You might have to let go of all the things that you previously did in your life and just commit to this moment as it is without any pressure to go somewhere. Now from the mind, this makes no fucking sense. Like, I'm gonna be stuck. Nothing is gonna happen. But this is the tricky part, because the mind has kept us stuck in sort of the same experience for many of us for a very long period of time. Simply because we didn't move away a little bit from these thoughts and these ideas and these protocols that we have in place, our personality that is always trying to do something, chase the relationship or overthink a certain situation or always be caught up in a mental sort of fog about our life and so on. All of that is resistance to the present moment of right now. Because we don't want to be uncomfortable. When you start giving yourself the permission to exist as you are with the uncomfortable, that's when everything starts to change. Because what is manifesting and creating your life right now is the same repetitive thoughts, is the same repetitive actions that you've held on to unconsciously your entire life, which only ever happened because you didn't commit to this moment as it is. You always try to reject this moment. You always start your day waking up straight onto that thing, those things that you always did as to be occupied. And in a lot of cases, we don't even understand that we're doing it. We don't understand that every single morning we wake up, start scrolling our phone, we start thinking about some issue, some problem that we have, or something that we should change. We should change this, we should move towards a goal, we should do this, we should do that. And all the while, that is just keeping you separated from this moment. And this moment is always trying to change in your favor. But first you must tap into the flow of this moment and allow things to start moving into your life, which is never going to happen if you don't fully commit to this moment. By simply diving deep into a state of allowance over who it is that you are. And this is super hard for us simply because most of us have a self-worth, self-love wound where we don't feel like we deserve to exist just as we are. We don't feel like it's enough to be here. something about what it is that I suppressed into my energetic state is something that I should do something about, because this is not right. This is not okay. If it is something that you should feel walking away from this video, then it is a big breath of relief. Because you're allowing yourself to not put a pressure on yourself anymore, to do something about this moment, but to exist with the moment and to see where that takes you. And you'll realize also in that allowance, all of these programs and things that we did that manifested and created confusion and made us not sure about ourselves, and all of that sort of starts to release. And then the signal that you are sending to the universe becomes a very beautiful one that starts drawing in new opportunities because of this very satisfied place that you're in right now. Sure, there are things within you that are uncomfortable and that are not pleasant to be with, but they are not in themselves something negative. It is our reaction to it. They're always trying to take us forward in the state of allowance so that they can be worked through and moved through us. And I mentioned this in a lot of my videos that, we're not even consciously aware of the fact that we're in pain, because the pain grows numb to us as we are more occupied with our awareness on these painful things that we're always doing, always trying to get somewhere. It's a painful state to be in. And that is only because we are experiencing pain. We're not naturally trying to avoid this moment. We're naturally, in our greatest power, just fully present in the moment, realizing that this place is all that I ever had. And all the beauty in life comes in this moment. And this is a deep realization that you can have. That I don't have to get anywhere in life, because right where I am right now is the most beautiful place that I can ever be in. And that's not to say that there isn't beautiful things or things that you want to do that isn't not going to happen, because those things also start to happen as you start being in such a great or powerful energetic state that can create all of these opportunities. But that first has to start by getting all of these thoughts and this friction to the universe to sort of move away. And that happens in the allowance of the present moment, as it is. And the allowance of the present moment can happen in a lot of different ways. There is no right or wrong way. Sometimes, as I mentioned before, you take action because you've been holding yourself back as you're not wanting to be in the presence of perhaps the emotions that are going to pop up as you start pushing yourself a little bit. And then you start being more present as you take action. Some people have taken action their entire life and need to chill for a bit. It's all very different. I don't know what is in your alignment or in your present moment awakening right now. But it does feel easy. If you think about it, in this moment, perhaps right now you are even caught up in a program that is trying to make you do something, and then there is that invisible pressure on you. This thing that you can commit to feels light. It feels like all of the pressure in the world just disappears. And maybe for you it's just sleeping in tomorrow. Maybe for you it's focusing on what is joyful. Focusing on your joy is a great way to move into the present moment, because that comes easy. It's good to work on it in that way, to follow what it is that's coming naturally to you. Because in a lot of cases we reject that because we have some idea about what needs to happen next. For a lot of people, you need to fucking rest, and you need to rest a lot, and you need to accept that rest. Because you're not going to be able to walk into that life that you want unless you're a person that can also be fully embracing of that better life that you want for yourself. And that first comes by embracing this moment as it is right now, so that you can embrace the next moment. Otherwise, that's not going to happen. In a lot of cases, we just need to rest for a really long time. You just need to wake up and prioritize your rest. You need to prioritize your self-care. Whatever it is that's bringing you closer into the present moment. And that thing feels good. That thing feels easy. It's time to commit. But the commitment is something that feels easy. That's when you know that you are on the right path, because it feels easy. And sometimes that thing makes no fucking sense. Like, how can I just sit around and focus on perhaps playing a fucking video game right now when I feel like I should be working? And it's like, trust it a little bit. Just do what comes joyfully to you. Do what comes more easily to you, and feel that sense of peace within you as that happens. And move more into this space. As the more that you move into this space, and trust that space, because the space is trying to take you somewhere, the more things are going to start to fall into place. You don't understand exactly how that's going to happen. Once again, the scary part. But it is going to happen. Pretty much all of the issues and the challenges that we have in our life is because we keep clinging on to the same program that created them. In a lot of cases, we don't understand exactly how it is that we keep sabotaging from better things to come around. But one thing that you can be damn sure of is that it all changes once you change. And there is no greater powerful transformation that you can make than that of coming into allowance of the present moment. Because when you come into allowance of the present moment, you connect back to the heart, which is a space that we escape with the mind, which is how we disconnect in the first place. And the more that you trust falling into the heart space, into your emotions, into your feelings, you're supposed to feel your way through this life. And that doesn't mean that you are someone that is, being reactive to your emotions and projecting and doing other things like judging other people. That's not what I mean by that. It simply means that you're coming into awareness. And you feel joyful, and when you feel really bad, you allow yourself to feel bad. You don't project it, you don't run to some other thing, you're just here with whatever's going on, with your thoughts, with your emotions, with your being. And that is a very powerful healing transition that takes us out of all of these programs that previously kept us limited. Because as long as they exist, we're going to continue to exist as we are. And the most powerful way to dissolve all of that old garbage, is to simply fall into this moment and accept it. However that looks for you. It feels easy though. Commit to that thing.